Welcome back to Cooking with Bee. On this week's video, we're going to be doing something called Tater Kegs. Delicious, crispy potatoes filled with cheese and everything else that goes in a nice loaded baked potato. So come cook with me. Alright, so for the ingredients today, we're going to need, we've got russet potatoes, some finely shredded cheddar jack mix. So we went the easy route and I just got some real bacon bits instead of making some bacon, but either way is fine. I've gone ahead and chopped up some scallions. We're gonna need a little bit of all-purpose flour, our salt pepper mix, and of course it wouldn't be a Cooking with Bee recipe without a little bit of garlic. So those are today's ingredients. So a few weeks back my husband went to a dear friend's house to join guys for a guys night, and he came back and he told me about these tater tots that he had, and he just couldn't say enough good things about it. So then the following day we actually drove out to the restaurant and he shared them with me, and ever since then we've been obsessed with making them our own. So that's what I'm going to share with you today, is the jumbo tater tot tater keg recipe. So what we've done is we're gonna go ahead and start. So we've gone ahead and taken a couple russet potatoes, peeled them and boiled them, but you still want them to be a little bit firm. You don't want them to be mashed potato ready. So that's the difference there. And then I just put it on a paper towel and let them cool down a little bit. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and shred those up using a large box grater. Alright, so in our bowl we've shredded up our potatoes. Now we're going to start by seasoning them up, and then the last thing we're going to do is add a little bit of flour just to bind them together. Also what we've done is turned on our deep fryer, set it to 356 degrees so that can start warming up while we're putting together the tater kegs. The other thing you can do is take a cast iron skillet with just enough oil in it so that you can shallow fry them as well. So now we're going to go ahead and season up the potatoes and start forming them into tater kegs. Alright, so you can see here that we've got the potatoes shredded. They're still a little bit sticky, which is good. So to that, we're going to add a couple good dashes of our salt and pepper mix. Course, a couple Becky dashes of our garlic powder, and like I had mentioned before, I had just taken a couple scallions and chopped those up. All of these ingredients are optional. If you're not a big scallion or you're trying to make them vegetarian and you don't want bacon bits, you can go ahead and change it up however you want the flavor profile to be. So that's that. And like I mentioned, we're cheating and doing pre-cooked bacon bits. Oops. Burn away bacon. That looks good. And then you're gonna want a finely shredded cheddar blend. We tried it to do it with the thick shredded cheddar that I love, and it just unfortunately didn't come together as well. So the finer shred, I think, will do the trick. And there. That looks good. I'm going to go ahead and mix it up with my hands and then judge from there how much flour we're going to need. So while mixing, you're going to be very delicate. You don't want to be mashing anything together. You're going to use your fingers very wide. You're just kind of fluffing it all together. You don't want to really be harsh with it. So just be very delicate in your handwork. So from here, I think I'm going to start with a tablespoon of flour. Do the same thing, kind of put it together, feel the consistency and the moisture level to see what it's at so that we can start forming our tater kegs. So here is, I know, shocking, I'm measuring something out. 1 tablespoon of flour. Always remember with ingredients like flour, you can't take it out once it's in there, so you want to kind of just take it, incorporate it, and see where we're at afterwards. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is kind of just do a squish test and see everything is forming together nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and start forming our tater kegs. Now, this is personal preference. If you want little baby tater tots, then start measuring them out to that size. But like I said, these are tater kegs, so they are going to be on the larger side. So you can see I'm just putting them into my hand, squishing them together and rolling to kind of form that shape. And then press at the top and do the same. So you can see probably a good, you know, palm size. So I'm going to go ahead and finish making these and get deep frying. Alright, so we've rolled all of our tater kegs, went and washed our hands because that really wasn't a clean job, but we're done. So correction on the temperature to fry at. The fryer is actually at 374, not 356 like I had originally thought. So that's just a slight correction. So we're gonna go ahead and drop just a couple in at a time, get those going, and I'll show you what they look like in a second. So miraculously we ended up with an even number of tater tots, which is kind of funny. So I'm gonna go ahead and place it on my spoon, place the spoon in the deep fryer so that it doesn't go ahead and adhere to the basket, and then just kind of roll it around a little bit so that all sides get coated. So again, just put it on the spoon, put the spoon in for just a moment, gently roll it off, and just give it a roll so it doesn't adhere to the basket. Alright, so the tater kegs have been in here for probably 2 to 3 minutes. We've made sure that they didn't stick to the basket. We're going to go ahead and take them out. I just wanted to take a couple just to do a test run to see how they looked and how they cooked. So how do those look? We're going to go ahead and take these out, put them on a paper towel to dry a little bit, and then go ahead and continue with the rest of our tater kegs. Be right back. As a reminder, when you're frying, everything is already pre-cooked, so it's not going to take long to cook through and also burn quickly. So you're just going to want to keep your eyes on it. Don't walk away. It's going to take just 3 to 4 minutes per tater tot, depending on the size you make. Obviously, the smaller you go, the quicker they'll cook. So just be conscious of that as you're cooking. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of our tater tots, or tater kegs, I should say. Don't those look incredible? So you can see the bits of cheese in them, a little bit of the bacon, and the scallions that we cut up. When they came out, we gave it just an additional sprinkle of our salt and pepper mix. Now we're going to put a couple on the plate with a little bit of sour cream and chive, or scallion, I should say. Ready? Can you hear that crisp? See a little bit of the ooey gooey cheese on there. How does that look? Got a nice dollop of my sour cream. Let's go ahead and try these guys out. These are hot. Oh, they smell incredible. Speechless. Incredible. Because we had the ability to deep fry, the crunch factor that you get was incredible. And it tastes just like a loaded baked potato in a bite. So it's incredible. We're going to play around and maybe make a cheese sauce for these. And once we do a little bit more of recipe development, I'll definitely share. So thanks again for joining us on this episode. I do apologize that we have missed the last couple weeks. Unfortunately, we've had some sickness in the family, so there's been some trips to the hospital and some care and love that needed to happen. So we're going to do our best to keep on track and keep these videos coming out as many as we can. Thanks again. Be well. If you liked today's video, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. I appreciate everybody. I also have been enjoying the feedback and the comments on recipes that we should try or ideas that you've shared with us so that we can keep making them and sharing them with everyone. So thanks again, and we look forward to seeing you soon.